Rhema, you've had some time to process all of this. What's the first thing that comes to your mind about being the best collegiate thrower ever?
I still think it's an unbelievable experience. I can't believe that I just threw that. I still can't believe it. Usually I had time to process it, but I don't think it was enough time. But it means the world. I can't believe I did that. Yeah.
And a Bahamian record that has stood since 2000.
Yep.
Just how powerful is that as kind of the icing on the cake?
It definitely gives me a lot of encouragement. Like earlier when we talked, I was saying how I feel like I have a lot more in the tank, and I feel like this was just evidence of that, and I can't wait to see where I go from here.
I think that was a lot more times, about 1,000, Rhema. And you're number 5 in the world as we stand right now.
Wow.
Is that beyond surreal?
Yes, it is. I really don't have any words for this experience. Even when the javelin landed, I just was so happy that I saw it went over the 60-meter line. I just didn't know how far. And then when I saw the distance, I freaked out. I just was explaining to someone, I don't remember the last time I freaked out for a throw like that in a long time.
What did it mean to hug that lovely Canadian over there?
I'm so proud of her. Hug, making it to nationals, and then coming out here and PR it. I'm beyond proud of her. She's amazing.
This throw came on the 5th row, so walk us through the series. How did we get there, and what were some of those things that you worked on to get to that mark?
All right, so my first 4 throws, I want to say, were just about fairly the same mark, 56, and I was starting to get a little frustrated because I had a few, or I should say I had 1 or 2 throws where I felt like maybe it would have gone beyond 56, but every time I looked at the monitor, I would see 56 meters show up, and then when I was finally able to get the 64 out, I just freaked out. I just was beyond happy, and so I kind of was focusing on very similar things throughout all of my throws, trying to keep myself from opening up too early, because I have that as a little bad habit. But luckily for that 64, things came together. I stayed close long enough. I brought enough speed, and the javelin flew.
Did tears come down? What was that moment like?
No tears came down at that second because I still couldn't. I couldn't believe that was the distance. I went over, hugged my coach, hugged my teammate, and as the meet ended, then some tears started coming down when I started talking to more and more people and hugging more people, I just...
Had you seen anything in practice that had led you to believe something like this was possible, or was it kind of as much of a surprise to you as it might have been to some of the people watching?
My practice leading up wasn't necessarily giving me hints towards this throw, but I knew I felt strong. I knew I felt ready. And it surprised me, but at the same time, I knew I kind of had it in me, so yeah.
How helpful was it to have Liana hit that big 60-70 in round 1 to kind of push you throughout the competition?
Just like you say, she definitely pushed me. The minute I saw the distance, I was like, oh, this is competition for real, and so I was very grateful that she was able to get a PR for herself, but also that her throw was able to kind of pull this big throw out of me, yeah.
One way or another, it all connects back to Texas A&M because obviously, while she's probably wearing your colors now, when Maggie put up that mark, so it's always 6 degrees of the Aggies, right? But just the fact that she set that standard and now you have raised that standard, how meaningful is it for the two of you to share that history?
It's so funny because at the beginning of the season, we were talking and she was like, Rhema, go get my record. You could break it, go get my record. And since the beginning of the season, I've been obviously having meets where I would say I was kind of getting close, but in my eyes, not close enough. And so today being able to break the record, and then I know when I eventually see her, she's going to be happy for me. It means a lot. It's wonderful.
And on top of that, not only her collegiate record, but surpassing Kara Winger's all dates collegiate record as well. To have those two women, that's that's about as high high an honor as it gets. Especially because of the greatness that Kara had on in her moment in this stadium. So how cool is it that kind of connects?
Like I was kind of touching on in regards to Maggie, I've spoken to Kara before, and last year when I won Big Ten, she gave me a message to kind of congratulate me, and so being able to go out there and I guess replicate or do a big throw big enough to I guess be a new what's it called? Be a new record for the facility. It's amazing, yeah.
Among all the other, accolades that came with this mark, you also got the Olympic standard. So what is the next month and a half, little under 2 months, going to look like for you before Paris?
Well, in my heart, I already knew that I was going to head to Paris anyway. And so I kind of going to stick with the plan I already had in mind. This time a little less stress because I already hit the standard, so I don't have to necessarily worry about that aspect. But pretty much just train, work on cleaning up some things on my runway, and hopefully being more consistent over 60 meters. All right.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.